Hi everybody, it's me again. I wasn't planning on making another video of this. Hold on, let me tell the world I'm recording and should not be disturbed. Okay, so I made that movie review of Around the Block, and then I went, and then I came back. I'm here. I didn't forget about YouTube. I don't remember how much I explained in the video I posted like just now, but basically what happened was I was like planning on making like all these videos, like, because as you guys know, I'm on winter break right now, so it's pretty cool. But like I was actually going out and doing things, so that kind of like just enjoying like my winter break. Not that this isn't I don't enjoy this. I almost said enjoyful. That's not a word. Joyful is. Enjoyful is not. But I was on YouTube, right? And I opened up the YouTube page because I was going to upload the Around the Block movie review, and I stumbled upon the trailer to the Heathers television series. I had been hearing about this for so long. I think it's been in the works for a while, and I've been hearing about Around the Block. Heathers, a television format, and I think originally it was supposed to be Veronica's daughter deals with a similar situation. So like I think the original plan, if I'm remembering this correctly, let me situation myself, is that like Veronica's daughter, so I think they were planning on having Winona Ryder come back, or I don't know, but let's look up more about this. So it's basically, if you guys don't know what Heathers is originally a 1988 movie starring Winona Ryder. It has Shannon Doherty in it. Christian Slater. It's a black comedy, like really dark comedy. Like it has dark subject matter. It takes place in high school. It's a 80s cult classic. It's so good. I think it's on Netflix still, streaming. So if you have Netflix, watch it. If you don't have Netflix, find it somehow, watch it. It's worth it, I think. It's so good, and they made a musical, so now they're making a anthology series. So I found it's an anthology series. I watched the trailer, and so basically what I'm finding out is that it's just the Heathers, if it took place in this current day. I don't think it takes place in the 1980s. It's gonna premiere in March, and yeah, in present day. So this is how they explain it. Heathers is an hour-long pitch-black comedy anthology set in the present day as heroine Veronica Sawyer deals with a very different but equally vicious group of Heathers. So they have Heathers, they have, Heather Duke, Heather Chandler, Heather McNamara. There's people I've never heard of in this. But the girl that's playing Veronica, she looks kind of familiar. Like she's only a year older than me. Like almost exactly a year older than me. Dang. Pisces girl. You're from Kentucky? Nice. James Scully. That's a good name. Melanie Field, never heard of her. Brendan Scannell as Heather Duke or Heath Duke. Jasmine Matthews. So they have a guy playing in the trailer. They basically reveal that like it's modern day. So like there's a teacher that says, I'm quoting from it, so don't like think it's me saying it. They're saying a fat girl can be popular, and so can a queer boy. I think he's like a gay man as the Heather Duke character, which I think is cool. Like, I think a lot of times Hollywood is making up excuses as to why they need to remake or just reimagine things, because obviously this isn't a complete remake. It's a television series, and it's set in a different time period, so it's not really a full-on remake, because they obviously have tweaked with the characters, it seems like. Selma Blair's in it. I love Selma Blair. She plays, I think from what I can get a vibe off of, she's in the trailer for like 2 seconds, but I follow her on Instagram, and I think she's playing like a stepmother kind of evil role. I keep doing this with my hands, sorry. Shannon Doherty we don't have a name for her character, but she seems in the trailer like she's playing Heather Duke again. Heather Duke is the one that would wear green. I swear to you, I've seen this movie. There's so many Heathers. Heather McNamara is the one that wears yellow. And they kind of are seemingly like they're doing the color thing, which is cute. Like, because Veronica is blue, and then you got all the Heathers have their own colors. Shannon Doherty, so I'm kind of curious to see if Shannon Doherty is playing basically a Heather again, or if she's like completely different. She seems very malicious. Like she's gonna be a villain. People and the comments in the thing are 90% like, oh, why? I think if they brought back Winona Ryder and they just sort of did like a spin-off type situation where, you know, she's raising her daughter and she's dealing with a similar situation, like I originally was reading about it, I would have been like, okay, maybe, yeah, like that could work really well, and like bring back Shannon Doherty and bring back I don't know, I can't remember the girl who plays Heather McNamara, but I think the girl that played the original Heather Chandler, I think she died, which is sad. Rest in peace. But yeah, if they did that where it's like Veronica, I mean, at least have Veronica come back, you know? Because Winona Ryder kills it in that role. She's a great actress. I just don't think, would I watch this? Sure. I don't think I have Paramount, that channel. I mean, I don't know. I didn't know Paramount really had like a network, but I'm not surprised. Will I watch this? I would give it a try. But I just am sick of Hollywood. Like, people have been saying, like, where's the originality in Hollywood? And I've been saying that for years. It's like Hollywood is just trying to make money. So what do? They take stuff, they spin stuff off, they revive things. I mean, they're bringing back Roseanne, which I believe was a 90s. It's a 90s, not cartoon, sitcom from the 90s. Bringing back all the cast. Gonna continue doing Roseanne. They've been doing spin-offs of shows, like they did Fuller House, based off of Full House. So instead of the 3 dads, basically, like we had the 2 uncles, and then you have Danny, you have the 3 girls now trying to parent 3 boys. So they're kind of switching things around. You know, I'm not against like revivals or spin-offs. I feel like I'm more against like remakes, because if you guys need to learn anything about me, one of my most, like, hate's a strong word, but like one of my most despised, like, I mean that's strong too, one of the remakes I absolutely gets under my skin is how they keep trying to remake Carrie. Carrie got musical treatment. If I'm being honest, like I was listening to some of the soundtrack to Carrie, and I didn't really care for it, for the Broadway. Some people were saying that, like, well, Carrie is like this shy girl. I don't think she would sing like so loud, like oh, like that. Which that brings up a good point. I could really choke myself with this. Oh my gosh, look how long my hair is. It goes around once. I know. They try to do a sequel I'm reading the book of Carrie because it's based off a Stephen King book, and I see that the sequel was trying to put in scenes from the book, or parts from the book, which, yeah, that's cool. The book is very different. Like, the way it's written, it's like written in where you're hearing this story. It's like the narrative of Carrie White, almost like Carrie Fisher, two different people. Carrie White, and then it's like police reports, and also like other chapters will be a girl telling her experience with Carrie White, like, oh, her mom was crazy, you know, like, all I did was this, and the mom flipped out, and poor child, you know, kind of thing. I hate that they keep trying to remake Carrie. It's just, then they brought it back in 2013. I love Chloe Grace Moretz. I love her. We're practically the same age, and she's a great, talented actress. But what the heck? What the heck? I tried watching, I was like, you know what? Give us 10 minutes. I watched it for like 15 minutes, and I was like, this is not a good... And here's the thing, that cast was not horrible, but they could not touch it like Sissy Spacek and Piper Laurie did, or Betty Buckley, or Amy Irving. Oh my gosh, like, they all just, they were meant to play those parts, and Sissy Spacek was fantastic, and it was so emotional. Piper Laurie scares the crap out of you. Not that Julianne Moore is a talented actress. I think everybody knows that. But, you know, they keep trying to remake these things. I do agree with people when they're like, oh gosh, you need to get originality. I mean, they remade It, for crying out loud. They remade It from 1989, 1990, something like that. It's kind of one of those things where you're kind of torn, where you're like, I liked that remake, like, it was actually good. Most of the times remakes suck. But I found out after I watched the 2008 Hairspray, and I was in middle school, so I had like no idea, like, I just knew, oh hey, it's Hairspray. And I watched that, and then I found out, oh, there was a 70s film version of this Broadway musical, and the trailer just looked, the trailer I was not digging, and I'm like, the 2008 version was really good. So it's like kind of torn, where it's like, yeah, well, like, when it's a good remake, it's good. And then, but I just don't, I feel like, why isn't Hollywood or people, you know, studios just like being like, hey, like, tell us your ideas? But then again, it's about the money. There was a song, but anyway, I'll probably give this a watch. I'll try it. I'm not gonna judge it. I'm not gonna say it looks like crap, because it looks interesting. I'm interested. That's what they did. It's a pretty intense thing, but I am expecting that they have creative comebacks and creative insults, because Heather's had insults nobody had ever heard before, like stuff like, did you eat a brain tumor for breakfast, and like fuck me gently with a chainsaw, stuff like that. So what else did they say? But like, I don't know, the 80s had like these cool like lingo, like these like things that they would say, but they had like new stuff. It was cool. So I'm expecting that. And she did say, Heather Chandler in the trailer of this, for this TV series, said something like about like, well, touch my third nipple or something. I don't even know. I'm like, okay, that's all right, you know. So I am expecting that. I am expecting, you have to do that. You have to at least have some creative insults, new insults that no one's ever heard of before, but it's just like, the teachers are still like, seem really clueless. Like, you know, if you've seen the original Heathers, it's like the teachers are clueless. They're like, oh, I guess we should do this. Like, it's just so dysfunctional. Like, you can tell that school board is just like, they have the hippie teacher in the Heathers, and I love it when Veronica will just be like, oh, no. But yeah, I highly recommend you guys watch the original. The musical is very good. The musical, I've seen a bootleg of it. I've listened to the soundtrack. Even if you just listen to the soundtrack, it's freaking good. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I don't really like the idea of throwing out all these remakes and revivals or whatever and like spin-offs, but that's the part where I'm torn is like, if it's good, it's good. Another horrible remake, while we're at it, Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, I saw Nightmare on Elm Street, like the remake, when I was in middle school maybe, or like I just entered high school, because it came out, it came out like 2010, so I probably just entered high school, and I looked back on clips, and I remember watching it, because I hadn't seen the original. I know, I'm terrible, but I have seen the original, don't worry. I watched the remake first, because I had no idea. My friend was like, let's watch this. I'm like, okay, cool. The remake, I was like, I remember liking it, and then I look at, after watching the original, and then after watching clips of it back, I'm like, they could have gone with the route of the scientific thing of sleeping, where it's like, oh, if you have insomnia and you haven't slept in so many days, you go into micro naps. Like, okay, that's cool. They could have delved into that more, but they didn't. But the CGI, where like Freddy's in the walls, is so bad. Freddy's okay, like, wasn't that good. Just the remake is horrible, and like what they did to the heroine Nancy is just like made her unlikable and just like this outcast, when Nancy wasn't like that. So I mean, she's dating a jock, for crying out loud, in the 1980s, the original version. So that one is bad. Anyways, those are my thoughts on the Heathers TV series. Some people thought it was a remake of it was a movie they were making. No, it's a TV series. I'll give it a try if I can get access to it. My next video will probably be talking about The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, because so far it's freaking good. So we can talk about an original television comedy series in the next one, instead of something that's just borrowed, which we'll get back to borrowing when we talk about Mrs. Maisel. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.